bosses are the most powerful enemies in Elden Ring, so in theory their weapons should be too. So in this video, I'm going to beat the game by using only Remembrance weapons to put them to the test. To add to the challenge, I'll be discarding each weapon after unlocking a new Remembrance, and if I don't have a Remembrance weapon, I can use my +0 starting clothes. I grab Torrent from Melina and get the Wet Blade, then run around picking up flask upgrades.
Boom! Bam! Bop! Bada bop! Bop! Boom! Pow!
I also grab the Strength tier for the Physic and say hi to a dear friend. I also grab the Turtle Talisman for stamina and the Sleeping Pot cookbook. I get the Physic and Charged Attack tier, then make my way to Fort Height, getting the Axe Talisman along the way. I get the Sword Seal from Caleb to help with early weapon requirements. After grabbing more flask upgrades, I kill Grail for runes and level up to make sure I meet the requirements for the first Remembrance weapon I'll be getting.
Yeah, boy.
Next, I take out Margit pretty easily, although it takes a while because I'm using an unupgraded club. Immediately afterwards, I battle Godric, who isn't that much harder. My damage is still bad, but with a couple of ripostes, he goes down.
Oh, hot, 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 hot!
Finally, I redeem his Remembrance for his Great Axe, my first real weapon of the run. I buy some stones from EG and upgrade it to +4. Generally in this run, I won't be upgrading my weapons to high tiers, the cost of constantly leveling up new ones. I killed Magma Worm Makar to get into Altus Plateau so I can get more Flask and Talisman upgrades before fighting Radon for my next weapon. Radon was pretty challenging due to me fighting him earlier than I usually would, but doing him now means I can clear much more things with a solid weapon before switching. The axe did pretty good at poise breaking him, although the Ash of War proved to be useless. Thanks to staying aggressive, it was a pretty quick fight. I got the sword from Radahn's Remembrance and bought his armor because I was tired of being naked. With Radahn's swords in hand, I killed the Cleanrot Knight duo for the Golden Scarab, and took out a Putrid Avatar for the Stamina Regen tier for my physic. I also killed Loretta in preparation for Ronnie's questline, as I plan to use Estelle's Remembrance later. I moved on to fighting the Draconic Tree Sentinel, and the fight was pretty standard, although I found the paired swords to be a little slow and stamina heavy. After seeking advice from my skilled chemistry teacher about Radahn's swords, I decided to level up my intelligence and use the intelligence tier so I could meet the full requirements and use the Ash of War. Now using the Ash of War, the swords were feeling way stronger and I decimated Godfrey's Shade on my first try. Before fighting Margit and getting a new weapon, I progressed further in Ronnie's questline and did some favors for Celavis to get the Magic Scorpion Talisman. Morgott was pretty easy and went down after a few tries. I mostly just damage tanked, fishing for the Ash of War follow-up blast over and over until he went down. I needed to respec at this point to meet the high dexterity requirements for Morgott's sword. However, I didn't want to have to use it to kill Renala, using up the Remembrance in the process. I beat her dog and her to death with my unupgraded club, which did a surprising amount of damage. I respec'd, then headed off to Fire Giant. I killed Vike for some extra runes, then took on Fire Giant. I died a lot. Fire Giant was the hardest boss I had fought so far, and the fact that Morgott's sword did very little damage and had terrible bleed buildup didn't help. I initially tried using the Ash of War, but it didn't work, so I resorted to slowly whittling him down with the regular attack. With the Fire Giant's whip in hand, I respected Renala again and got the Somber Bell Bearing too because EG ran out of smithing stones. I killed another Erdtree avatar for some runes. And after upgrading the whip to +6, began fighting Estelle. The whip's damage was pretty bad for this point in the game, but after a while of trying, I was able to beat Estelle thanks to my abundance of flasks and Radahn's lion armor. Now that I had the Bastard Stars, my build was finally starting to come together. With the Warrior Jar Shard, Magic Scorpion Charm, and Ritual Sword Talisman, I was able to beat the Godskin duo on my first try, completely frying their health bar. I went straight to Malekith and took him out as well. The first phase gave me some trouble because Malekith is probably the boss I'm the worst at in the game, but the damage output of Estelle's Remembrance carried me to victory. I used Malekith's Remembrance to get the Black Blade and respect again at Renala. Honestly, I feel like it was a downgrade from the Bastard Stars, but it was by no means bad. I killed Flying Dragon Grail for some extra runes, then took out Gideon. The weapon art did really well, especially if I caught him with the wind-up swing at the start of the attack.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Next up was Hoaraloo, who I found pretty challenging as I'm not very good at fighting him with colossal weapons and kept being overly greedy, but after a quick learning curve I was able to take him out by using charged heavies. The final weapon for the challenge was Hoarlu's axe, which I finally used my Somber Dragon smithing stone on. It's just a standard great axe, so it was great for Radahn staggering and shredding his health bar. It was pretty good for Elden Beast as well, who went down without too much issue. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any challenge suggestions, please comment them below, and make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed.